Re re ga ma pa ma re sa. Re re ga ma pa ma re sa.
I'd like to ask you about the work you've been doing with youth. I know that your whole work began in a school, but that work has continued even now. Why do you feel it's so important to emphasize particularly courses for youth?
See, basically I'm concerned about creating a new world that would be peopled by a new kind of human being with a global outlook and very concerned about the earth and very concerned about all that's going on the planet. So I thought the youth would be the best bet for this, and that I would be wasting much of my time if I were to be focusing on the adults. So hence this tremendous focus on the youth, so that they could emerge as new human beings, very different from whatever was there earlier.
What are the qualities that you encourage to bring out in the youth programs?
Basically, we want the youth to become less self-centered and to be very loving and to be very joyful. Not the kind of joy and love that we normally encounter. We are talking here about unconditional love and unconditional joy. Very happy people, because if there are happy people, it will be a happy world. There would be no more wars, there would be no more conflict, there would be no more destruction of the earth. So we are trying to make them into very happy youth. And for them to be happy, they should be free of the self. And to be free of the self is to be really enlightened. So we are trying to create enlightened youth. And these are people who are more like world citizens, no? So they are not so much concerned about India or any particular religion, though they care for those around them. But basically they're emerging as world citizens. So I believe that there should be a world where there are no national boundaries, where there are no racial boundaries, no religious boundaries, no boundaries of any sort. So I think these people would emerge like that.
I have actually met some of the graduates of your youth program. For example, I think you know Jaya and
Yes.
Venkatesh.
Venkatesh. Yes.
These are extraordinary people.
Yes.
Really extraordinarily empowered,
Yes.
flowing, creative people, very confident in the world. What have been the results overall of these youth programs? Are these an exceptional case, Jaya and Venkatesh, or have you seen these same results?
No, it's very much the same. Jaya and Venkatesh are only typical models of the kind of youth we are producing, and quite a lot of them were antisocial elements, but they've all now transformed now. So they are very concerned, they're very caring, they love their parents, they do a lot of social service. They become very different people. Earlier they were not that. So a great transformation has happened in their lives.
Namaste, I'm Venkatesh. We are coming from Chennai, and she's my wife, Jayamalini. I'm an artist. I was struggling a lot to do paintings actually, because the painting is something which is more of satisfaction, more of the satisfaction which you get out of that painting. Okay, this is my painting and this is what I'm trying to express through paintings. So this Deeksha is helping me out to get that, the quality, the results which I'm trying in the past years. Before I was trying a painting and get the results more than a month, and still I'm not getting it. But now after this Deeksha, the Deeksha presence is inside me all the time and helping me all the time. Like the techniques of masters, of contemporary fields, artists, it's just flowing me. The inspirations, what I got from them is flowing me, and the results is instant. I'm getting that results on the spot, on the seconds. So each painting is like a masterpiece. I get more inspiration from my contemporary abstract expressionistic artists. So now I'm getting that results, the the technique what I want to bring in my painting, it's happening now after this Deeksha.
I have a polio attack in my leg, so I will not be able to walk properly. From the time when I was a kid, I had this constant feeling that I'm not able to walk properly and that people might look at me and take pity. So this has been troubling me for a long time, and this affected in my relationship with my parents, with my friends and everybody across. So whatever I was doing, I was not doing it completely. Then when I came to know about Bhagavan, I attended a class where I was just able to accept myself. So from then on, I do not know how, but this questioning stopped. Why is it happening to me, or why am I like this? So this questioning actually stopped. So from then on, to tell you really, I started to live from that moment. So Venkat is a very nice person. He has been able to accept me and I have been able to accept him, because other than all our other qualities. And our relationship is really something that we cherish upon. If you say, actually his family and my family are so culturally different, and yet we share a very beautiful relationship. And I feel that from the day that I have started to accept myself, everybody around me have started to accept me as I am. Until then, I had a question as to whether people will accept me. So people's reactions were also like that. But from the time on where I believe that I can do and I am like this and I started to accept, people have started to treat me in a very good way, and the same holds with Venkat's parents also. And they just love to play with Akhil, and our relationship itself is something a very complete one, where there are no complaints. It does not mean that me and Venkat do not fight at all and that we say yes to whatever the other person is telling. We do fight, we do have arguments, we do have conversations related to different subjects, but the thing is we do not carry it for a long time. We know that he is acting because he has been programmed so, or something is acting upon him. And when I behave cranky, he does the same thing. So this is the essential feeling that we share, and I am very happy about it.
Bhagwan, when I first heard about the youth program, I must admit I was somewhat skeptical. There are many programs for young people that I've seen all over the world that have limited success, because young people tend to be somewhat rebellious and easily bored. This program has had much more success than I expected. How do you manage to pull this off in only 6 days?
This is happening because we are able to physically transform the brain, because we are all the time directly acting on the brain. It's a neurobiological transformation which can be verified back at the hospital. The brain does undergo a transformation. That's why we get these dramatic changes. They are permanent, they are irreversible, and they are so dramatic, and you can so visibly see that. That's why even the government has taken notice of this now. 90% of people change dramatically in 6 days. The remaining 10 days may have to come again for another course.